days the pain follow me. Deal with trauma privately. I don't want to be a burden. I handle things defiantly.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Brilliant Resilient Experience.
I started my professional boxing career out of 4M Fitness. I started boxing there with a lot of really good undefeated boxers, and I heard about Bare Knuckle. I looked at my wife. She's like, "Oh yeah, you will do amazing in this." And I was like, "Yeah, let's go." So I went to the Alabama tryouts. I felt like I was one of the sharpest guys there. I got hit up by a bunch of managements. Next thing you know, I got a fight within 2.5 months and had a blast.
Today we have a very special guest. He is a bare knuckle boxer. He currently fights in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships, and he has a record of 6 wins and 0 losses. So he is undefeated. He fights in the lightweight division, and he is coming off of a win over Kevin Kroom, which was an absolute banger of a fight. So I'm really excited to talk to him. Not only is he a fighter, a boxer, he also is opening his own gym. He is a skateboarder. He has all kinds of different interests that I'm sure we are going to dive into in this conversation. So I'm really excited to talk to him. I know this is going to be a very interesting and very fun conversation. So let's go ahead and bring on Tony Soto. What's up, man?
What's up? What's up? Yeah, sorry about that. I totally forgot.
Oh, you forgot about me. That's so rude.
We had dinner and then I was just ready to go to bed.
Yeah, I feel that. I did a leg workout and then I ate. And then after that, I was like, man, I really want to do nothing now.
Exactly.
And I just lay down. But gotta keep grinding.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of dog is that? That's the second time someone's brought a dog on my show, and the first one was Keith Richardson. So
she came over here. I have 3 girls' dogs, and this one is half Chihuahua, half Terrier. Aww. And she has the funniest name though. It's Nani Poop.
Oh yeah, I think I saw you posted something about that.
Yeah, Nani Poop. We couldn't find a good name for her when I adopted her for my sister, and she was pooping everywhere. So they're like, my youngest was like, "Nani, stop!" I'm like, "Nani, that's cool. Nani Poop, Nani Poo Poo," and then that was it.
That's awesome. Nice. Yeah, I always love when the dogs make an appearance. Yeah, we had Broly on, so that's always good.
Broly? Oh wait, the other ones will come up eventually. You'll see.
Nice. Well, how are you today? How's I see you're working on the gym. How's that going?
Yeah, it's going well. It's probably the most anxiety I've had in a while. It's just I'm like like to get things done and get them done accordingly and like on time, or if not beforehand. So it's like I'm like laying down in bed thinking of, okay, I can do this, and it's hard for me to work out there because as I'm there working out already, I'm like looking around like, oh, I could do that, and then it's just anxiety.
Yeah, it's almost like you have to have like a separate place to like do your own thing, or I don't know. I guess I don't know how that goes because Keith, he works out at his gym. He's basically lives there. It seems like.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Well, once it's all because once everything is all set up and going, then I'll be able to like, be better. But like I said, it's still developing. I'm still putting things in, and like I'm I guess a perfectionist. So I'm trying to have everything perfect.
I feel that. Yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, opening any kind of business is a lot of work, but when you're fighting and you're opening a business and you're trying to focus on all these different things, it's like, it's gotta be exhausting.
Definitely stressful. Yes, for sure.
But it'll be worth it. It'll all pay off.
Heck yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's the goal, right?
Hopefully, that's the goal.
Yeah, well, we'll try to promote it and try to help you out and get people in there and where's your gym going to be located?
It's Hickory, North Carolina, off Springs Road. It's 2364 Springs Road Northeast.
Nice.
So it's right here in the heart of Hickory. I mean, there's a lot of traffic. It's a great location. I feel like, when it comes to businesses, it's location. I got a prime location, so I'm pretty excited.
That's awesome. Yeah, location's everything, especially with a gym, because there's a lot of gyms that are like hidden behind like buildings and stuff, and it's like, it's hard to find
like
them.
A mission. So. It's like a mission to find one. It's like you're going on a treasure hunt to find a fucking gym.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, exactly. Well, when did you how long have you been in North Carolina? Because you're not originally from there, are you? You're from New York, right?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Nice. So I've been out here. I think our anniversary date was actually like October 15th. I've been out here officially 8 years.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
yeah, it's been a fun journey since I've been out here. I feel like since I moved out here, I've been able to like level up in my fighting life, just in general, just focus more on myself, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. Where have you been training since you kind of started
Oh
your
man.
boxing career?
Well, when I moved out here, I mean, I was pretty much like a gym gypsy. That's what I called myself. Like I was going to like every single gym out here, just trying to find one that like, that fits me the best. And like I felt like they were all okay because at the time I was an MMA guy, so I was looking for a place that's good for grappling, place that was good for striking, and some place that was good for clinching. Like I just wanted to find like the best recipe. But some unfortunate circumstances happened, and I tore my ACL again, and
Oh
that's where I
man.
decided. Yeah, that's where I decided to like just go into professional boxing. I started my professional boxing career out of 4M Fitness, which is in Indian Trail, Charlotte, and I started boxing there with a lot of really good undefeated boxers, and I heard about bare knuckle. I was like, wow, people are getting paid to do that shit. I was like, what? I'm so down. I looked at my wife. She's like, oh yeah, you will do amazing in this. And I was like, yeah, let's go. So I went to the Alabama tryouts. I'm not just saying this because I'm my biggest critic, but I felt like I was one of the sharpest guys there. I had headphones on. I was fucking dancing around, and then I got hit up by a bunch of managements. Next thing you know, I got a fight within 2.5 months. I took it at a 165. That's not even my weight class. I went in and
Yeah,
fucking had a blast.
that's awesome. Yeah, it seems like it's from the outside looking in, a lot of people see bare knuckle boxing, they're like, why would anybody do that? But when you really think about it, especially from the perspective of an MMA fighter transitioning to boxing or bare knuckle boxing, it makes a lot of sense because yeah, I mean, there's got to be less injuries, right? I mean, besides getting your face, cut up and stuff. I mean, you're not having as many, I guess, like ACL tears and stuff like that, and from
Yeah.
all the grappling and wrestling and your back and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it wears you down a lot more in MMA, and you have like maybe a little bit of a shorter career too.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I personally feel like bare knuckle, it's, and I'm not just saying this because I feel like out of the 6 fights that I've had, I think I've taken some of the least damage of a lot of the guys in there that's fought as many times as
Yeah.
me. And I also think that goes with like your recovery, things you eat, all that stuff. But besides the point, I feel like the damage really isn't that bad. I mean, like you'll be swollen for a couple days, and your hands will go down. Your face will be a little swollen. It's gonna go down. But like MMA, it's like, I mean, you got your ankles, your knees, your elbows, your shoulder. I mean, like I used to I didn't even know I had hurt spots until later on. I'm like, oh shit, like my ankle's sticking out sideways. And I was part of that MMA community in New York that we were fighting in clubs before it was legal. So we were fighting in clubs and fucking venues that like you're talking about, like one of those hidden gyms behind the fucking alley and shit like that. So you know, dislocated
That's awesome.
fingers. It's fun. It's crazy when you dislocate a finger. The ref comes in and whoever the fuck that doctor is comes in and pops your finger in, and then you go ahead and keep fighting. Never seen that
Wow.
shit. That's happened.
That's awesome. So when did you start how did you even get into like training, boxing, martial arts, that sort of thing?
So it's like the world and the universe, everything works full circle, and it's pretty crazy to see that Jimmy Rivera is in bare knuckle now, because for the simple fact that he was the very first person I ever like stepped on the mat with. So
Really?
my
Wow.
martial art career or just experience started as far as when I was younger, of course, but I never had a chance to go to like karate school and all that. I just watched it on TV and fucking thought I was Bruce Lee. But long story short, I was walking past the Tiger Showman's, and like I was just going through it that day, and I was just fucking pissed off. I looked inside. Tiger Showman's just usually have this big glass window in the front, and I looked over at this guy. This guy looked at me, and he's like, "Come inside." So I came inside, and he was like, "You think you know how to fight and all this?" And blah blah blah. I was like, "Yeah, I'll fight anybody." Yada yada yada. I'm down. I want to fight. So he put me on a mat with Jimmy. So to grapple. So I've never grappled a day in my life. Maybe street grappling, undefeated on the streets. But so this dude puts me in guard, and I'm dying. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
He's squeezing my fucking leg. He's squeezing my ribs, and I'm like, I just start tapping. I'm like, what was that? He goes, that was guard. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's crazy hearing it from that, And that was like my first experience with it. And like Jimmy, we rolled a couple more times. Then I wound up striking with a couple other dudes in there, and like they seen I had potential, and I was kind of hooked from there. From there, I was like, you know what, this shit's for me. And I continued from there. I left from there. I went to Class 1 MMA, is where I had my first amateur fight, and it just took off from there.
How old were you when you first trained?
Oh shit. So that time right there, I had to be like 21, 20, 21, 21
Okay.
probably. Because
Nice.
Jimmy was young too. So he was like, I felt in Bellator, I think, or some shit like that. He was young. I was young as
Yeah.
fuck too. But yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting. Some people, I feel like people either they start training when they're like a kid because their parents kind of get them into it, or you kind of find it on your own. And I feel like that's kind of becoming more common now too. Like either, yeah, like people, their kids are literally in diapers training, or they start
that's
training
a
later.
fact. Yeah.
But there's some people like Francis Ngannou who didn't start training until he was what, like 25. So it's like you just never know. I mean, you can, depending on how you train and how serious you take it, you can come a long way in a short period
That's
of
a
time
fact.
with your
Yeah.
training.
Even like Bernard Hopkins, he started in his mid-30s professional. Like I turned
Wow.
professional. I think I was 32 when I went pro, but there's a long thing behind that. Like, I was trying to pursue the whole MMA thing, and I knocked the dude out. I knocked the dude out in like 32 seconds at the Grady Cole. And I had a year and a half of backouts. People signed a contract, and they would show up, and there was dudes who didn't even show up to the weigh-ins. Like, I mean, it was really, really fucking bad. So
Yeah.
it got to the point. Yeah, it got to the point where I had a fight scheduled for a title, and then tore my ACL, and that was just kind of like, I think shit happens for a reason, and I'm here now, fucking 6-0 in one of the biggest growing sports in the world. Like that shit's a blessing. Like so, I'm happy.
Oh, especially right now. This is like the perfect time to be in bare knuckle. Oh my gosh.
For
It is
sure.
just going to, I can't believe all the events they're doing. It is insane.
Yeah, it's pretty
They
crazy.
did the Thailand event. I was like, what?
Man, I do want to go out there. That's definitely bucket list shit right there.
Oh,
Going
yeah.
to Thailand.
Yeah.
Cheap
That would be
food.
so cool.
Cheap food. That's really good. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah. It seems like they are definitely growing right now. How long have you been in bare knuckle?
I don't know, like 2 years, 2.5 years, something like that. I don't fucking remember. I get hit. I get hit. I don't remember. I get hit more in sparring.
We don't
though.
need exact times. It's okay.
I was there.
I feel like
there.
that was probably around the time I started watching it. Maybe I started watching it a little bit before that because I think I watched it when Julian Lane was fighting somebody. I don't even remember who was fighting. It was I think it was before Mike Perry came to BKFC when I started watching it.
Yeah, I was on the bare knuckle number 19. I started from there.
Wow.
So I've been on for a little bit.
Nice. Yeah, 6-0 in 2 years. That's impressive. I mean, especially because, well, I guess you kind of haven't taken as much damage, like you said, as a lot of guys. But the recovery time, yeah, it's got to be brutal if you're taking taking a lot of damage. But
sure.
But now they have so many more shows, so I feel like it's only going to get easier, hopefully, to get more fights and get on more cards. What's kind of your goal with bare knuckle? I mean, obviously, champ.
Yeah, for sure. That oh, my phone says 10%. Shoo-wee. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. All right. So I think the only one thing that makes sense is the title fight against Luis, but
yeah.
Everybody knows this guy's not gonna fight me. He's trying to avoid me. He wants a big money fight. I think he's been on a decline his last couple performances, and I've been on an incline, and I think that's what he fears. And I think he's gonna do his best to avoid me. And I'll probably fight for a vacant title, but against who? A guy who's coming off a loss, Lily. Another guy who's coming off a loss, Bobby Taylor. Like, Who's the other guy they have in the division? That Bryce Henry kid, I think it is. But he's only fought once at 155, and he's 3-0. But he fought twice at 165. That still doesn't make any sense.
Right.
None of it makes sense.
Has anyone else been champ at lightweight besides
No,
Palomino?
Luis has held it down. He's 9-0.
Wow.
He's 9-0. I'm 6-0. I mean, like, come on. If you're gonna beat anybody, beat us. Try to beat a 6-0 guy. Make it 10-0. Let's make sense here. You
Right.
know. But he keeps
Yeah, it's
pushing it
time
on.
for a new champ.
That's
Sounds
what I'm
like it to
saying.
me.
Exactly. He keeps pushing on to his little boyfriend, Tyler Goodjohn. He keeps trying to tell him that we got some unfinished business and that I didn't beat him. I'm like, bro, oh, he was in your hometown, first and foremost. I am from Brooklyn, New York. I live in Hickory, North Carolina. That was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I am nowhere
Yeah.
near there. Like, let's be real here. So, these guys, they're just big ass prima donnas, bro. Just put your hands up, show you the champ, be a real man. That's it. Or just give me the belt. I'll give him my fucking address. That's it. For real.
That's hilarious. Yeah, because wasn't he double champ at one point? And then
Yeah,
he
but he never
vacated.
defended it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a fight
Okay,
he
yeah.
lost too. He didn't even win that fight. Like, I watched that fight. Like, Elvin beat him, but of course, Luis never fights out of Florida. He always fights in Florida. That's it. He won't. I'll fight him on uncommon ground. Fucking Kumite. Let's go. We can fucking blood sport it. Like, I'm down.
I really hope it happens because I think that'd be epic. Like, I think that would be such a fun fight too. And I think obviously you're fun to watch no matter what, because I feel like your style is really technical. Like your boxing, like especially like the Kevin Kroom fight, like his style obviously way more clinch heavy. And I mean, he utilized that a lot. That was a huge part of his game. And with him being a former UFC fighter, I mean, it makes sense. But your style is so technical and just your accuracy was insane in that fight. Like, how do you what do you credit that to? Like, do you just I don't know. What do you think has been the biggest key to your success with that?
I guess a lot of people don't realize I've grappled for a long time too. Just I don't post it up. Like, I'm really good in the clinch.
Yeah.
Getting ready for the Tyler fight. Like, I was with some Appalachian State heavyweights over it when I was training at Jimmo. So I had some really good like clinch work. I think a lot of people don't realize that I'm a sneaky puncher. Like, I'm gonna punch you whenever I can punch you. I'm gonna punch you. You're not gonna see it coming. That's the best thing about it. Like, how people are swimming and you're swimming. I'm fucking hitting and I'm swimming. Boom! I hit you in the swimming and I hit you. So there's never a time where I'm not trying to hit somebody. That's the goal. But as far as just being prepared for something like that, I always say, like, when you're under pressure, you want to be calm. When your back against the wall, look around. You want to always take time to just sit back and kind of just take it all in. Because when you start panicking and reacting, you're not going to make the right decisions. And I think that fight was a perfect example of just being calm, cool, and collective and just going with the flow. Because I felt comfortable with my back against the ropes. I was like, I'm fucking hitting this dude. I'm fine here. I'm good. And anytime he swam, I just swam with him. That was it.
Oh, I mean, it was insane. The difference in damage in that fight was crazy. I mean, look at his face and then look at your face.
I was lumped up. I was lumped up, but it was more headbutts. I was headbutted like crazy.
Really?
Crazy. Yes.
It was so hard for me to even tell what was going on sometimes in that fight because it just was so wild. It was such a good fight too. It was fun. It was a war, but at the same time, it was pretty clear who won the fight. Like by the end, I was like, okay,
I'm just happy to judge it. Yeah. I'm just happy to judge it, see, because like a lot of people would see, the pressure, but this ain't UFC. You don't win from control time. You win, you want from strikes and from hitting. Like, there's at one point I smiled at one of the commissions. Like, we were here in the clinch. I looked over and I seen a guy with the paper looking up, and I smiled at him, and I just kept going. It was pretty funny.
That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't even realize how good your accuracy was until I think you posted it on Facebook or something. And then I looked at that and I was like, wow. I thought I knew it was good, but I was like, that's crazy good. Yeah. Like, that's crazy good accuracy.
89 from distance, and then in the clinch, 99%. That
is wild.
Yeah. That's something to be proud of. And I'm not trying to, freaking like sound like, Don Dolanucci over here, but I feel like in any combat sports, I don't think anybody's ever had the high accuracy rate like that in a 5-round fight. No way.
I mean,
No way.
I haven't seen it in a while, if ever.
I gotta
Because
see
even
that.
like
Those numbers are crazy.
I think the highest I've seen in a while was Zhang Weili's last fight in UFC, and hers was like 86 or 87% or something like that. And it was mostly like ground strikes and in clinch strikes.
Yep.
But other than that, I mean, because even Alex Pereira, I think his striking accuracy overall is like 67 or 68% or something like that.
That dude
like,
is a beast. He's scary.
Oh my God. That's terrifying.
I have to get a charger real quick.
Oh no, you're good. Take your time.
Good. Honey, can you bring me my charger, hon?
6.5 hours later.
I'm so excited to see your next fight. Hopefully it'll be for the title. We'll see. Come on, Palomino. Let's go. Let's do it.
Come on. He's mad. Maybe he's just mad at me because I called him a water bug. I said he looks like a fucking water bug. So I think he's holding a grudge. He's like a water bug with with a trench coat on. He just looks like a fucking greasy motherfucker. I'm sorry. Excuse my French. I just don't like him. I don't like him.
That's hilarious. Well, sometimes you got to talk a little trash to get a fight, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. You would think that would motivate him more to want to punch you in the face, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, shit. Me personally, I laugh at shit like that though. Like all my opponents, I usually come up with something funny. Like the crew, I did the mullet. I actually wore it to like the picture. Did you see the side by side?
Oh, I saw that. That was hilarious.
Yeah,
that was so funny.
With like Good John, I was just making a bunch of funny memes and stuff. Because he like did some cross dressing weird stuff like online and all that. So like I had a picture of him in like women's stockings with heels on with gloves on, and I put on his face on it. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I'm ruthless.
You're a troll.
Oh yeah, awesome. I'm a troll.
I love that.
I went to college for trolling. Like that's what I do.
That's hilarious. It's so much more fun though when fighters have like a fun sense of humor though. Like that's why I always loved Darren Till when he was in the UFC, because he was just trolling constantly. Yeah, and like I didn't even care if he won his fights or anything. It was just so fun to watch him just troll people. And it was the best. It was so great. I like Mike Perry.
Man, I've went in on some people. So like I was supposed to fight Chevy Bridges. I went in on him. Like I called out Chad Mendez. I mean, I called everybody out. Like I made baby pictures of Chad Mendez, like him in a carriage and stuff, me pushing.
Well, didn't you have Tim Elliott sponsor your fight with Crew?
Oh yeah. Tim Elliott definitely did. Yeah,
I thought that was pretty funny.
Gotta hit you up, Tim. I thought you said this much money to show up, this much money to. Oh, but I did not. I'm about to hit you up. Nah, but yeah, he definitely did.
Hilarious.
He's a really good dude. I liked him. Really good guy. He's actually fought in Abu Dhabi the day after my fight. So
yeah,
it was pretty.
Yeah,
it was rough. Yeah, that was a hell of a fight. But God,
oh my gosh, I know.
But yeah, he's a great dude. I mean, what happened to him is tragic. But that's life. I just hopefully he can move on and continue to have a good life.
For sure. Well, that's awesome. Well, hopefully we'll see you fighting for a title soon here. Moving to asking you a little bit more about the gym, because I am curious. Have you are you wanting to like coach fighters in your gym, or what kind of gym are you wanting to kind of, I guess, what's your vision for it?
So basically, well, this is gonna be cool. It's funny you asked that. So I have a wall in the gym, right? It's a nice big black wall. It's gonna say the Wall of Fame. And it's going to be where some of the fighters that train there, or whoever trains there, which is going to be fighters too, they get some of them who are not on that wall would transpire to want to be on that wall. They will like be like, damn, I want to get on that fucking wall too. Shit, it's going to have me, Micah Holloway, my buddy Truckin, my good old friend Billy Jack. Like it's gonna be a bunch of us on there. I forgot to put Keith on the fucking wall. I got to put Keith on the wall too. But yeah,
come on, man.
I know. But I got homies. That people that that are just people that are always been good energy, good people to be around, fighters who are just people that other fighters can look up to and kids can look up to. But yeah, so I'm gonna have classes for kids, classes for adults, and then we're gonna have our fight team. So fight team, it's a whole another ball game. I can put you in on some news that nobody knows yet. So this would be pretty cool.
Oh.
So the man himself from BKFC reached out to me, and they will be building a ring inside my gym.
What?
Yeah.
Yo, that's dope.
So I'm pretty excited about that. So we don't know if it's going to be a circle one or if it's going to be traditional boxing. You guys got to wait and see.
Wow. I'm excited to see this ring. That's freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, we're excited too.
If I'm ever in North Carolina, I'm gonna have to stop by and try it out.
We'll be open Monday through Saturday, Sundays for football.
Close on Sunday for football.
Nice. For football. And for Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday, so I got to close too.
It's only fair.
For real. But yeah, so
I don't think I've ever gone to the gym on a Sunday though. If I go to the gym on a Sunday, it's like just to do like my regular workouts, not like boxing or anything. So
Sundays, I'm usually lazy on Sundays anyway. I don't want to do shit. Yeah, Sundays just relax.
For sure. But
I think the way this vision I have and everything I got planned for this gym, I think it has just the recipe for success. Just the energy I'm going to put into the community as far as, the kids and, my Saturday women's class. I mean, it's going to be great for like just people's confidence, and they're going to build so much like confidence, like, and just, I don't know. I'm just excited for it.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, that's one thing that I feel like training really helped me with was my confidence. And it's not even just going to the gym and doing the workouts. Cause like I could go and do that. Like I could go hit a bag, I could shadow box, I could do whatever, but it's just being around those people and having people around you to push you, but push you in a good way, not like drill sergeant push you like to where you they're making you feel bad about yourself, but like push you to like become better, and you push each other and motivate each other, and not only like supporting each other with like, I always try to support the fighters at my gym, like, hype up them for their fights or whatever, and do whatever I can to support them, but also like outside of the gym too. And like whatever, we have going on, like we all want to just see each other win. And I feel like that's so important. And it does a lot for not only the community, but just for like the individual too. Like it made such a big difference in my life when I started training, and just like mentally, I feel so much better mentally when I train. Like it's night and day difference for sure. So
yeah, it's definitely like you walk into a room full of people, like you don't know anybody, but you feel confident because you know you can defend yourself. That's one of the best feelings ever. You don't have to feel like on edge, like, oh my God, what if this, what if this? Let that happen. I wish that would happen. Like stuff like that. Don't look for the fight, but know that if the fight came, you can defend yourself. And I think that's one of the best feelings in the world.
100%. Yeah. So is this going to be just boxing, or what are you planning on doing?
It's going to be traditional boxing. And I'm going to have a list. After the first month, I'm going to put this list, and I'm going to say, for an added class, would you guys like? And I'm going to put bare knuckle boxing, because bare knuckle style of boxing is a different style of fighting. So, everything for boxing does not really transition into bare knuckle as well. Like certain punches and certain techniques and the way you block and all that, it's all different. So, so I figured to see how many people want to sign up for that, and we'll start working from there.
That's awesome. Well, that's really cool. I wish we had a gym like that here. That'd be dope. Like all boxing and bare knuckle boxing, which I don't think I would ever do bare knuckle boxing because I'd be too scared. But but the technique is really interesting to me. Like, and I don't know. I feel like, I guess, how do you condition your knuckles? You just hit a bag bare knuckle? Is that kind of just the only way to do it?
So, you see a bunch of I'm going to get one of the pads that Keith has for his wall, those wood blocks. But
okay.
As far as conditioning, I'm going to be honest with you. You got to just fight, because no matter how much you do it and how much you condition it, and you think your knuckles are tough, when you throw a punch and you hit somebody's fucking skull, it's a whole new ball game. Yeah. So that conditioning thing, I think it's a taboo or whatever the hell that's called. Something that's just, I don't know. It's bullshit. Maybe I'm not using the right word, but it's bullshit. I don't know. You gotta hit people. Just hit them. That's how you condition them. You get used to hitting them, and you know how hard you can hit them and how much pain you can tolerate while you're hitting them. Because it's not only a one-sided game. You hit people and it hurts you too, but you got to know how hard you can hit them, that it's gonna hurt you.
Yeah, it's so interesting to me, because it's like you really don't know until you take your first fight. I mean, I feel like you know, you could have all the boxing experience in the world or all the MMA experience in the world, but if you're getting in there with somebody who's already fought bare knuckle before, I mean, that has to give them a little bit of an edge, at least, just because they know, you know, how hard they can hit. They know what it feels like. They know kind of your limits, I guess, a little bit, and how everything works. So, because it's, yeah, like you said, it's a completely different animal. The defense is so much different, and like parrying, blocking, all that kind of stuff. And I talked to Keith about that a little bit, but yeah, I think it's super interesting. Just because I think people see it and they think, oh, it's just boxing with gloves off, and it's like, no, it's so much more than that. It's so much more.
Oh, it absolutely is. Like, as far as like you said, that the defense, like you can't just like block like answer the phone like MMA or regular boxing. It's more of like a tight kind of, you gotta kind of gotta go with it. You know, if you watch like the last couple of fights of mine, like when somebody rushes me, it's like I block while moving backwards, and I usually either throw a check hook or an uppercut while I'm going backwards. So that allows them to think that I'm pretty much disengaging, but I'm still literally engaging as I'm disengaging. So it allows people to open up more. That's how I'm able to kind of sneakily hit people. Like I said earlier, I sneaky with the punches.
But yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, it was really hard to even see a lot of your punches when you were throwing. But then at the end of the round, you look at his face and you're like, "What? Where did those come from?"
Shit, good, John. The first 2 rounds, I made his face look like shredded cheese. Like shredded him up, shredded him. And, you know, the awesome. the level of competition went up, and as my level of competition went up, I've been beating guys up more. So it just shows the people that want to engage with me, it's a bad choice. And I think that's what Palomino sees. He's fucking shaking in his little boots.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, when does your gym officially open, or is it already open?
We're opening December 1st officially. Tomorrow morning, I actually have the inspectors coming, pretty much just inspect everything, make sure we're good to go. Nice. Gonna hang a few more bags. We should have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, and 7, 8. We should have 8 bags. I mean, you're talking high quality bags. Got great aqua bags, good water bags.
Yeah, those are nice.
Double M bags. You're gonna have speed bag. You got treadmill. You got weight bench. We pretty much have everything a normal boxing gym would have. This is not your typical fitness gym. It's a boxing gym. You know, it's not gonna be a lot of heavy weights. Boxers don't lift heavy weights. You know, that's it. It's all cardio fitness. Come to get in shape.
What's your training like besides obviously you box, but what's your like I guess your strength and conditioning look like?
Oh shit! I was about to post a little video after this video. I have like one of my drafts, actually, stuff that I was doing today. Actually, just a lot of, I do a lot of lightweight, high rep stuff. So for this time around, like kind of off camp, I've been working more on my legs than anything. I'm trying to keep my speed, but engage with more explosive power. So when I do engage, I'm able to like just land just a little more harder. But there's a lot of high endurance stuff, a lot of low weight, high rep stuff. Like if I do leg extensions, I put 100 pounds on it. I probably do like 200 of them. So yeah.
Okay, cool. That's interesting.
A lot of high rep stuff. I do like from jump from my knees to my feet to a box, like plyometrics, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, I actually really like doing that style of training. That's kind of what I used to do before. And then I started doing like the heavier stuff, like the barbells and all that, which I really enjoy. But sometimes, man, it's like so exhausting doing it. And then, but I feel like when I do the more endurance workouts, when I do like a little bit lighter weight, I feel like my form is so much better. And I feel like I don't ache as much and I don't get as sore. Like I just feel good after my workout, which I like, and I can go longer.
Yeah, because you're not straining your joints, those muscles, you know, you're not feeling as sore. You're going to feel sore, but it's like you're not killing yourself. Like if I'm curling something, I take like 30 pounds and I'll do 100 curls. You know, I'll do, 10 tens and put it down, do kettlebell swings. But kettlebells, I use those for different things. Like I'll grab an 80-pound kettlebell and I'll swing it 4 times. Then I'll grab a 45 and I'll swing it 8 times. Then I do around the world with a 60. So it's kind of like different kinds of explosion stuff that I do. Coming off the hips, coming from the back, like just different style. I mean, it works for me, man.
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, I was curious about that because I know, every kind of fighting style I have like a little bit different style of their strength and conditioning training. And I'm always curious about what you're doing because I've kind of experimented with like doing heavier stuff and then doing the more endurance stuff. And I feel like for me, doing like maybe one day where I do like maybe a little bit heavier and then like the other workouts I go lighter and I just focus on my form and focus on kind of getting a good sweat and feeling good and getting my body moving. And like you said, kind of getting the more explosive, like, cause that's another thing too. I feel like people don't pay attention to is like the tempo of your workout makes a huge difference. And like, when you do, you go through your reps faster, you go through your reps slower, like it makes a huge difference in like what muscles it's working and like how it's working your body and how you feel afterwards too. Like you said, like I feel like when I do the heavier stuff, like it's more of like a achy, like kind of sore. And then when I do like the endurance type workouts, it's almost feels like a good type of sore. Like it's like you feel like you
really
feel
work that muscle.
Yeah, for sure. So I might have to experiment with that, which I kind of been doing a little bit. Because I've been doing more like basement workouts lately, where just like some dumbbells and just even body weight stuff, or like I like to do stuff with like the Swiss ball. Because my dad, it's funny. I was gonna post a picture because he was in the newspaper one time with his whole Swiss ball workouts that he did. I was like, I'm gonna post this one day because my dad used to be a fitness influencer before social media. But it's true, like he did that because like he had a bad back, or he has a bad back, so he did a lot of that kind of workouts because it was easier for him with like couldn't really do like heavy weights and stuff like that. So I've been experimenting with all kinds of different things because I'm always trying to find better, smarter, more efficient ways to work out, for sure. Even though I'm not going to be doing what you're doing, still I like to box. I like to
it's still good to do stuff. Yeah, why not? Why not? You can still be an athlete without having like to, compete. Like it's okay to still be an athlete, athletic,
yeah,
But
for sure.
like that's why like I hired in the beginning of the camp, I hired like an old coach of mine over there in Charlotte at 4M, my original boxing gym, to like just get the gears going again, because the gears were, the train was getting a little rusty. So we had to put some oil in the train, and he got me going again. And then boxing coach out here told me, we don't need to do that anymore. And I started just working with him and then doing my own endurance stuff. But I ran up a lot of mountains for this last fight, so I think that helped out a lot too.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I love running. I love running in general. Like when I'm getting ready for a fight, running to me is just like it's my happy place. I kind of just put some music on. I like running outside and just like looking at just nature and just shit, just instead of running on a treadmill. Treadmill is so fucking boring. It's like I'm running.
Oh, it's the worst.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm over here. I'm like a fucking like a hamster.
Yeah, it's so boring. And I feel like I don't know, I guess like the flat surface too, like I just something about it I just don't like. Like I like to run like up and down hills a little bit, like I like to be in nature, I like to feel the vibes,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Outdoor workouts in general are honestly my favorite. Like even just taking like some dumbbells outside and doing a little outdoor workout sometimes is fun. And it's just like a different energy when you work out outside. I feel like
that's a fact.
I need
it. That's a fact. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Like running indoors sucks.
It does. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see kind of your journey with your gym. And I mean, I don't know how you're going to balance everything. You're insane, but Keith does it. So I guess you can ask him how he has figured it out.
I'm sure I'll get it going. I have a lot of faith. I'm a fanatic. I only live 6 minutes away from the gym, so I'm right there.
Oh, that's perfect.
It's right there. So
that's awesome.
Not bad at all.
Well, that's gonna be fun. I feel like sometimes too, when you're coaching, that can make you better as a fighter too. Cause I don't know. I feel like when you teach people how to do something, it kind of makes you better at it in a way. So
also you can see other different things that I honestly, like as a martial artist and a fighter, you can always be a sponge. A person can come off the street, don't know nothing, but you can see something that they did, and you're like, "Oh shit, that's pretty cool." And it's just about being a sponge. Somebody could always bring something to the table that you can, absorb and just learn and use it in your fight.
Oh, absolutely. And even people who are not fighters. Like sometimes they might have a little thing they do, or maybe they bring in some kind of, a different mentality, different perspective. So yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. And it gives you community too, which is huge, especially when you're a fighter. Yeah.
And I love that. I love feeding off that good energy and just people just coming in trying to learn, and then you seeing people progress and learn, and that you're teaching them. It's just like the best feeling. Like it really is.
Yeah, it's almost like they're your kids. They're your gym kids.
Yeah, gym kids.
That's awesome.
My oldest daughter started boxing when she was 3, and she doesn't want to fight or not, but she can box. Oh yeah, she's good.
Wow, that's awesome. I wish I would have started when I was younger. That would have been so cool. But
she don't want to fight, but she just likes beating me up. That's about it.
That's funny. You're like, why did I teach her this? Now she's just hitting me.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Well, that's really cool. I'm excited to see it. Speaking of, being a kid, when I was a kid, the first thing I really fell in love with was, funny enough, skateboarding. And I noticed that you skateboard. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have talk about that all day. That was my life. That was like everything to me. I still skate now. I picked it up again about a couple months ago. The skate community out here, I didn't even know we had one. Because when I moved out here from New York City, I couldn't really find any skate spots or anything, or skate parks. There was really nothing. So I kind of just put it down and just focused on my career. And lately, I just had the itch, and I just had to get back on it, man. And it's one of the best feelings ever. I mean, I skated my whole entire life. I started when I was 7 years old.
So did I.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, 7's a great age to start learning. And I've competed all over the country. I've won tons of competitions. I've won professional competitions. I'm legit. That was my shit. What was it? 06 or 07? I was on the Do Tour. Competed in Portland, Oregon. Yeah, I competed in Portland, Oregon at the Vans Invitational. Where else we competed at? There's another place somewhere in Sacramento. Fucking skate parks everywhere, man. We skated the Trailblazers inside the arena. They built a skate park in there. It was off the hook. Like I had a blast. That was the best year ever for me right there.
That's freaking awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, I feel like obviously it's completely different than fighting, but I feel like it's very similar in a lot of ways.
No, it is. It is.
It is.
You know why? Because like when you get a fucking slam, you get up and you try that trick again. But who is gonna hit you harder than the concrete? Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. So like I've hit my head, I've bashed my knees, I've dislocated shoulders, broken all my fingers. Like, what is this guy gonna? He's gonna hit me? Okay, but that's nothing. I'll be all right. Like, how many times I hit myself on a skateboard and I still landed that trick? Like, get out of here.
That's awesome.
Crazy. Yeah, everybody's very good. Concrete's undefeated. So.
Oh yeah. I've busted my ass plenty of times, and I wasn't even doing anything crazy because my parents were like, "You can't do this, you can't do that," because like my dad worked in the emergency room, so he was like, "Oh, you're not going on those ramps and stuff," and I'm like, "Okay." So I was always like more into like the street skating because like I didn't have skate parks and stuff. Like I was in like a kind of a small town in Missouri, so it was where I live now, but it's like. Yeah, that just wasn't like a huge thing, especially as a girl. Like I was the only girl that I knew that even had a skateboard. So, like there was some neighbor girls that wanted to like try it or whatever, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, this isn't really something that girls really do right now. But now I feel like it's more common. And now I'm mad because I'm like, I wish it would have been more cool when I was little, when I was into it, because then I would have had more friends that did it. Like, it was just pretty much just me. And then like there was a couple neighbors that I had like that they like skateboarding, but they weren't as into it as I was. I was like, because that's how I've always been. Like when I get into something, I'm like obsessed with it.
Yeah, and you go 100%. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I had all the magazines, the Trans World, like I had all that kind of stuff. I played all the Tony Hawk games. Like,
you ever heard of the magazine Big Brother? Big Brother.
Yeah.
I was in a couple of those magazines in Big Brother.
Really?
If I could find, once we're done here, I'll be able to find one for you. Yeah, there was one of me like barefooted doing something barefooted. It's pretty funny.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've wanted to pick it back up. I haven't skated probably since I was like 16, so it's been a long time. But I've wanted to pick it up again, probably when the weather gets warm. When it's like springtime, I'm thinking I might pick it back up
Hell
because
yeah, that's
I
not
need
like it.
something
It's
to
the
do.
best feeling, just being free. There's no rules, you know. Just oh, I
Yeah.
love it,
The
love it.
culture is so much fun too. Like I have all the different skate teams and like I don't know, it's just fun. It is a lot like fighting in that way. Like they have
Oh yeah,
kind of all the different teams, and they have like the skate videos. Those are always my favorite. Like they had the skate videos. I used to always love watching like the almost videos like Rodney Mullen and
yeah,
Daewon
yeah.
Song and like all them like
My
oh
daughter,
man.
my youngest daughter, her middle name is after Day Wong because her name is Charlotte Day Soto, like Day Wong, like Charlotte
Really?
Day. Yeah, yeah.
That
I
is
named her
awesome.
after. See, a lot of
Oh
people
my
don't know
gosh.
that.
Daewon was one of my favorites. I think Rodney Mullen was probably my favorite, but man, I had so many favorites. I liked a lot of the Element ones too. Like I like Chad Muska and Mike Vallely I used to like too because he had like a
Tosh
really
Townsend,
unique style
that was
too.
a good
Like
homie of mine. You ever heard of Tosh
really?
Townsend from Element? Yeah, Brent Ackley.
I don't
Brent
remember, but
Ackley
if
skates.
I
He skates a lot of the parks at Burnside. Brent Ackley.
oh okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I grew up
Nice.
watching all that shit. Like man, like Harold
Yeah.
Hunter, God rest his soul, big New York skater from New York. You ever heard of Harold Hunter?
No.
What? He was one of the biggest icons. He passed away like a handful of years ago, but he was one of the biggest icons
Really?
in New York. Yeah, a really good friend of mine, man. He was a good dude. But yeah, look up Harold Hunter when you
I'll have
get a
to look
sec,
him
man.
up.
Awesome,
Yeah.
phenomenal skater. He's one of the pioneers in New York street skating.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's so many. I feel like I kind of I'm jogging my memory now and I'm remembering a lot of the names, like a lot of the skaters. But yeah, I used to be really into it when I was like, especially in like elementary school and then like early in my middle school years. And then I got into music. And then like later I got into fighting and all that kind of stuff. But I never got into any fights, but like I always loved watching it, and it was always interesting to me. But the skating was really like my first love before I got into music.
Oh
That
yeah,
was like
skating's
my
everything.
obsession.
Skating and music, they go together perfect. Right?
Oh yeah, 100%. And fighting. Yeah, it all kind of
Oh
goes
yeah, all
together.
of it.
Now it all
Yep, yep.
makes sense. It all makes
Yeah,
sense now. It's so
exactly.
funny. That's why when I saw that you used to skate, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. And then I was thinking too, I was like, because I'm a southpaw when I box.
Hmm.
So I was thinking, I'm like, why am I a southpaw? Because I'm right-handed, like I write right-handed, but like any
Hmm.
kind of sport, I do it left-handed. So like when I
Yeah.
swing a baseball bat, when I swing a golf club, and anything like, and when I was skateboarding, I was goofy footed.
Mm.
So I thought about it. I'm like, maybe that's why I'm a southpaw because I skated for so long and I was goofy footed. So I'm used to standing
Just
like
standing,
in
yeah,
that
right.
stance. And it never clicked to me until I thought about it, like, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago. And I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. But now I'm starting to train the orthodox too. So I'm like,
Oh, that's good.
I'm gonna
See, I'm
both stand.
left-handed. I'm left-handed. I fight righty. I skate righty.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I throw lefty. Like I'm playing football, I'll throw with my left. Everything else with my left. But I
Wow.
fight. I skate, and if I bat righty, and I play hockey, it's righty. Yeah, so it's kind of
Huh.
similar.
That's super interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I never thought about that. And it's funny because when I throw with my right hand too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a
It's crazy.
baseball or
It's
football,
like
I
we're
throw with my
using
right
both sides
hand.
of our brains.
Yeah, maybe we're
Don't
just
let
smarter than everybody.
don't let the government know.
Yeah,
You
yeah, we got to
gotta
keep our brains on lockdown.
yeah, you gotta put the tinfoil and wrap it around.
Well, that's dope. That's really cool. I thought that was really interesting. And how do you think that your skateboarding career has kind of shaped you into the fighter that you are and your style?
Just my toughness and just being able to like overcome pain. My pain tolerance is kind of through the roof. One of my fights, my nose got broken. I think it was the Morales one. I fought Josh Morales. He headbutted me in the nose, broke my nose in the first round, and I literally couldn't see. I couldn't breathe. And the ref, when he went to stop to get the doctor, I was like, "No, no, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good." And I went to the corner and I told him, "That motherfucker broke my nose." Like, well, you're in a bare knuckle fight. My corner's talking shit. I'm like, all right, I'm good. Fuck it. So I just got up and just being able to just block it out.
Yeah.
I think skateboarding just made me a tough motherfucker, honestly. Just all around, mentally, physically, just emotionally, it just makes you just such a tough person.
Oh yeah. Yeah, in the culture of it too, I feel like it's definitely like a tough as nails kind of culture for
Oh yeah.
sure.
All my
But you
injuries that
build
I
strong
have,
community with that too. It's
all
kind of
my injuries are from
interesting.
skateboarding. So all of them, every single one,
Yeah. Oh,
every
that's why my
single.
parents never wanted me to do it because they're like, Brie, you're gonna hurt yourself. And there was a few times like I never broke anything, thank God, probably because they never let me do any like the vert stuff. But I don't know how many times I fell down, like flew in the air, flinging myself around like or if like I hit a rock or something, then just go
The littlest
flying.
rock, yeah, little
Oh
rock.
my God. Yeah. Every time. And I wasn't doing anything crazy. Like I was trying, I was doing like the basic tricks like kick flip and ollie and stuff like that. And I would do some of the old school tricks too. I would do like some boneless and stuff like that. That was always
Yeah,
fun. But I was never doing anything too crazy. But I still managed to hurt myself every single time almost. Like you at least are gonna come out with like a scrape or two every time you
something.
skateboard.
Yeah. Oh no,
Like,
there's more risk to reward every time. You're
yeah.
guaranteed you're gonna fall. If you go out and you're gonna go, hit some spots up, you're gonna go down. So just be prepared.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I thought I broke my wrist one time, but luckily it was just sprained. And that was like the worst. And I didn't skate for like a week after that because I was like
Jeez.
so scared I was gonna do it again. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I can't hurt myself, but I'm like, but I can't stop skateboarding, so I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Exactly. Yeah. Too addicting. Too addicting.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah. Well, who are some of your favorite skaters?
Shoot. John Cardiel, Dan Drehobel, of course Harold Hunter, rest in peace. Shoot. Oh, Omar Hassan, he's one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
So good. Who else? Shoot, I had the pleasure of skating with like Tony Alva and Lance Mountain. I
No
skated with
shit.
yeah. I got an opportunity to skate
Wow.
with them. There's just so many, so many. It's hard for me to choose, but like
Oh, I know.
those right there are some of my top ones. Like, the new generation now is just crazy. It doesn't even look fun anymore. They're just doing shit that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Seriously, it's
It's
like,
funny. It's almost kind of like Bobby Green was talking about MMA, how it's gotten a little bit different, it's
no, yeah,
more it's
I
so
heard
much
that.
more
Yeah.
technical.
Hmm.
And I feel like skateboarding, yeah, it's like they're drinking their green smoothies and like
Hmm.
it's so funny seeing like the whole new culture of it, which it's kind of cool in a lot of ways, but at the same time, it's like I kind of miss like the grimy, gritty culture of skateboarding because that was
Hmm.
just like to me like the best part about it was just like
Yeah.
how like the basically just the attitude too, just like
Yep.
rebellious mentality.
Exactly. Now it's a bunch of just pretty boys with freaking polos going. Let's go skate my daddy's mansion, and then go, yeah, sure. It's like, no, fuck out of here, bro.
Oh man, yeah, no, that's not my vibe. I like the gritty, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Let's go
That's
skate
why
the
I like
Brooklyn
street
Bank.
skaters.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
why I
go
love
skate the
street
Brooklyn
skating.
Bank. That's
Yeah,
it. Hell yeah.
I feel like Ryan Sheckler was like the original of like the pretty boy skaters. He was like
Oh, he's a
he
good
like
dude
got
though.
big first, but he's
Yeah.
good. And I feel like now, um, isn't he like kind of coming back or
Yeah,
something?
he just had a video came back. He's got like such a dad bod, but he's still killing
It's
it.
funny.
Like I talked to Neen Williams just about like almost every day. You know who Neen Williams is from Death Wish?
Yeah, yeah.
He's a good friend of mine. We actually skated against each other at the what was it called? There was this competition in New York. Freaking name. What was it? I can't remember. It was some competition, but yeah, that's where I met him, and like we just hit it off pretty well. He's a great dude, Neen Williams. He's
That's
all into this
awesome.
drinking. He's all into the working out, drinking shakes and stuff like that. But he's one of the original grungy guys from back in the day. But now he's all like,
That's
taking care of
funny.
himself. But he looks great, man. He's phenomenal. His health is good. He kills skateboarding still. Some of the slickest styles of one of them. So he's pretty good.
Oh yeah, he's really good. I see his stuff all the time on social media and Instagram and all that. And yeah, he's good. It's crazy
Oh,
the skill level now. It's
check this out.
crazy.
Guess who started following me on Instagram?
Who?
Jeff Raleigh. Jeff Raleigh.
No
Yeah,
way.
yeah. He started. I was like,
No
what?
way.
I was like, no way. This is so crazy.
Yo.
I was at a concert with my wife and kids, and I'm like, Jeff Raleigh just liked something on my. Wait, Jeff Raleigh is following me. I'm like, what the fuck? So pretty great.
I would have lost my mind.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a name that I definitely remember. Oh my gosh. Yeah, what a legend. That's crazy. Man, there were so many legends. It's crazy how many there were. Like the list is just endless.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely going forever.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's crazy. And like most people, like they know like the Tony Hawks, the Rob Dyrdeks, and like, you know, that kind of stuff. But then it's like, no, you got to look even more further. Like you got to look into like the street skaters and a lot of the vert skaters too. Like there was just so much talent, like so much talent.
I like the skate mafia guys like Peter Shamolik. He's like one of the freaking street skaters, like that are one of the OGs. Peter Shamolik. You gotta look that guy up.
Okay, I will.
He's pretty phenomenal. You got deep. Okay, I will. You got all deep right there.
My voice is all messed up now. I've been talking too much.
You hit the Terminator. Yes, I will.
Yeah, and it cleared my throat. Oopsies. My Terminator came out. That's funny. Well, cool, man. Well, it's been awesome talking to you. That's so cool. I feel like just your whole story is so awesome. Like you're a skater and you did bare knuckle boxing, you had the MMA, and then now you're opening your gym. You're just on such a journey. It's dope.
Yeah, and it's great. And it's a surreal thing, which, you know, eventually me and my wife talked about. We'll probably come out with a book or something. Just, you know, just so young kids out there who are going through stuff, you know, that they're capable of doing whatever they put their minds to. And, you know, you could always break the cycle, because no matter what situation you're in, doesn't define who you become and who you want to be.
100%. Yeah, that's a great message. Yeah. It's something that people need to hear, especially now. I mean, there's so much just crap that people are being shoved down people's throats. Yeah. It's horrible. Yeah. So we need to, that's why, I mean, it's like, of course we need to know what's going on in the world, but it's like, it gets to a point where there's just so much negativity that's like, okay, we need some good, positive things to hear about once, you know, for once, like turn off the news for a second, turn off your TikTok, like and read a book or listen to an audio book, listen to a podcast and, you know, feel some positive vibes.
I don't watch the news, and I'm barely on TikTok ever. Like,
that's good.
So yeah, I'll just post something and I'll get off, because I don't want to see anything that's negative, because the world is, it's got its own it's got its own agenda, and I have my own agenda. So
yep, exactly. Yep, I'm the same way.
Thank you for having me, though. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. Yeah. Anybody you want to shout out? Anybody you want to thank? Floor's yours, man.
Too many people to shout out, so I'm just gonna get right to it. Big shout out to Mr. David Feldman. Thank you for investing into the gym. Big shout out to my wife for dealing with my crazy self, and my beautiful kids for also dealing with my crazy self. And big shout out to you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, I'm excited to get to work on this one and get some content going. So I appreciate you coming on, and let me know whatever I can do to help you kind of grow the gym and promote your fights. Hit me up and let me know.
I appreciate it. Be good, Bree. Holla at you.
All right. I'll see you. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.